everybody. I'm Greg Fischer, the mayor of Louisville. Thank you for joining us today on some exciting announcements. So, look, we all know that we're going through multiple challenges now as a country and as a city. We've got the COVID-19 pandemic. We've got an economic recession, renewed calls for long overdue addressing of racial justice and racial equity issues. And all these issues are interconnected, and we must find ways to address all of them as we move our city and our country forward. This is in the larger context of the fact that, as we've known for years, we need to grow our Louisville tech talent pipeline to meet the changing needs of our business, particularly in the context of advances in technology like artificial intelligence, data science, the Internet of Things. It's been a big focus of ours over the past several years. One of the reasons is not only is it the right thing to do, but according to the Brookings Institution, more than 28% of Louisville jobs are at a high risk of automation. It's not unique to our city, but certainly it's a number that's bigger and that we need to be very attentive to. So as artificial intelligence and automation continue to reshape our economy, we have got to continue to make investments in our workforce to not only grow the number of people that have the skills, but be competitive with other cities as well. So when you put all this together, it's clear that we need to have really strong connection and a work relationship with our community partners to develop our workforce overall, and in particular to put an equity lens on this to increase the representation of traditionally marginalized populations into our tech workforce, which will enable more workers to start new careers with the ever important family supporting wages as well. These are the goals of our future. These are some of the goals of our Future of Work initiative, which we launched last year in partnership with Microsoft. In April, following the start of the pandemic, the Future of Work started an upskilling effort to help more people in our city develop the new tech skills that we have a growing demand for. And so the Future of Work effort aligns with our other workforce development efforts that you should be familiar with, the Tech Louisville, Lou Tech Works, and Code Louisville. Code Louisville, we announced a really exciting milestone for them on Monday when they placed more than 500 of its graduates into tech careers into our city. Today, I'm excited to announce the next step in these community efforts. Metro government is working with longtime community partners, AMPEd and Louisville Central Community Center, to provide integrated, intensive training targeted toward groups that are underrepresented in the tech sector, including Black residents, women, and low-income Louisville residents. The training is going to help people build critical professional skills and obtain industry-recognized credentials that will help them obtain jobs in data analytics, user experience design, digital marketing, development, and other fields. These credentials are essential for people to demonstrate their competency and can be the pathway toward a much, much better career. Those who complete the program also will receive job placement assistance, job interview prep, 6 months of follow-up services, and a stipend. And this is only possible because a lot of great organizations, partners came together to make it happen. They've joined us in our commitment to increasing and diversifying our tech talent. I want to give a big shout out to all of them. We've got AMPEd, obviously, we talked about them, and Louisville Central Community Center. Congratulations to those organizations. You'll be hearing from them in a second. Microsoft, been a great partner with us. Humana has been with us all the way on helping us ideate how we develop workforce development skills, especially in the tech training area. General Assembly, JP Morgan Chase, ADECO, the Rockefeller Foundation, and the Louisville Healthcare CEO Council. So you can see how it really takes a village for all these things to come together. And not only are we helping people, but we're helping our local economy as well. Now, the person who's been leading these efforts for Metro through the Future of Work effort is Alicia Mclean. She's the Director of Community and Education Initiatives. And since her first day, Alicia has really hit the ground running, has added a lot of value to the, not just the Future of Work initiative, but to our city as well. And she's done a remarkable job bringing these groups together and keeping our eyes focused on technology, equity, and inclusion. So Alicia, we appreciate you. Share a few thoughts with us, please.
Thank you, Mayor Fischer. I just want to say that this award is a part of our commitment to increasing equity in the fields of data and computer science. We're excited, so excited to partner with LCCC and AMPEd in furthering this mission to connect community to education and job opportunities in the field of data science. And this award aligns with our broader mission of connecting community with education, education with industry, and industry with community to prepare Louisville for the advent of innovative technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science. We have a tremendous opportunity this time in the fourth technological revolution to harness the power of these innovative technologies in an equitable way. And this award is part of that. We want to say thank you to our incredible industry partners, of whom Mayor Fischer just listed, just gave a comprehensive list. Humana, Rockefeller Foundation, the City of Louisville, and others. And a special thank you to LCCC and AMPEd for their continual tremendous work in preparing underrepresented groups for careers in computer and data science. Thank you for your partnership in this important work. To the community, I want to say, please visit www.futurelou.com and sign up under the COVID-19 Upskilling Initiative to immediately receive information on how to sign up for these upskilling opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia. We appreciate all your leadership there. Hope you noticed everybody's clapping, applauding for you too when you came on. So lots of love your way. Next up is Dave Christopher. Through his nonprofit AMPEd, Dave has been working in the community every day using music and technology to empower youth and their families. I've been working with Dave almost since day one, back in the old Louisville days. So appreciate just to see how AMPEd has really grown over the years. So Dave, please share a few thoughts with us.
Yeah, I'm going to thank you. Thank you, Mayor Fischer. Thank you, Ben, Alicia, all you guys. I'm going to be brief. This, one of the statements I made when they asked me for a quote was, we've all heard the statement, with all things equal. And we know that that's not been the case. This is the start of all things equal. This is an opportunity to take folks, and I consistently say this, and I always have to make sure that this is said and heard and understood, that we are not broken, that we don't need fixing. We need resources. And this is the opportunity to get those resources, to get those things that we need. I want to give a special thanks to Roger Coote and Humana for their vision, for giving us the opportunity to not just train people, but to employ people. Because training and no job makes no sense to me. It never has. And to put past those policies, procedures, and systems that are in place that neglect or overlook an entire community of people that are capable, it's wrong. And so I think this is an opportunity for us to make that difference, to make that change. And I appreciate everybody on this call. Again, Mayor Fischer, like you said from the beginning, you supported us, you looked out for us, and I appreciate that. That's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Dave. You know, I frequently say talent is equally spread, but opportunity is not. And so programs like this are so critical. And yesterday, I signed an executive order declaring racism as a public health crisis. This is an example of how we break that type of strain of racism that has happened, unfortunately, too much throughout our country, in our city as well, making equitable investments to have a breakthrough so that more people have more opportunities. So, Dave, thank you for your good work, your leadership on this. Everybody, Kevin Fields has been a longtime leader at our Louisville Central Community Center, also a vital partner in making sure this work moves forward as well. Kevin?
Thank you, Mayor Fischer. Good morning, everybody. Let me first ditto my friend Dave Christopher and compliment him for his great work in the community. I want to thank you, Mayor, for putting together a stellar team. I'm really excited on behalf of LCCC to work with Alicia and Ben and Dave and others. I certainly want to thank all the sponsors for being behind this initiative. The Rapid Upskilling Initiative for us at LCCC really leverages our long history in providing access to technology and training, serving those individuals who are most underserved in Louisville, being located in the heart of the Russell neighborhood for 72 years. And we really appreciate the resources coming west and being embedded in our organization. And we have a great team that's ready to take on this initiative. We look to launch it in early 2021. This will rest in our adult services division led by Janicia C., who's on the call. And we also have a great partnership with the University of Louisville Center for Digital Transformation, and having the opportunity to leverage and tap in to those resources under the leadership of my friend, Dr. Sharon Carrick, and others. So we just want to say we're just glad to be a part of this initiative. Spoke to Alicia about it, and we want to really build an alliance of like-minded providers that can really create a continuum of training and support. But just again, to echo Dave's comment, it's not just about the training, it's about the opportunity. And our mission at LCCC is to advance equity and empower individuals, family leaders in this case. And for us, we talk about equity in economic terms. So whether you are a career seeker or whether you are an entrepreneur and you're looking to increase your economic position in our community, we want you to come and connect with us and be a part of this upskilling initiative. So we're just, again, excited about it and can't wait to hit the ground running, as you say, Mayor, in the early part of the new year. I would like to invite my partner, Dr. Carrick, to give a shout out to her, because we did a series with her back in September of this year, every Tuesday, Thursday of the month of September, and had a sellout attendance. And Dr. Carrick, would you like to just shout out from U of L?
Well, on behalf of the Louisville Digital Transformation Center, we've been a partner too with Alicia and Ben, and the Future of Work has really been a powerful initiative, I think, for us and for the university to continue to move forward. And, you know, we've tried to provide free technology training through that service, through our Digital Transformation Center. So we're just proud to be a part of the team and moving things forward. And I appreciate the opportunity to work with each and every one of you, as well as people not on this call that we need to encompass and include in the circle as well. So thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Carrick. We appreciate you very much. And Kevin, anything else from LC3?
Just again, thank you. We look forward to getting this project off the ground and ready to go. So we're ready to take your leadership, Mayor, to the next level.
Well, we're always trying to get to the next level, so we appreciate that. And again, thanks to U of L, Dr. Carrick, for your all's participation and leading the way in so many things in our city. And speaking about leading the way on so many things in our city, we're really fortunate to have Humana headquartered here in Louisville, founded here over 50 years ago. They have really stepped up again and made major commitments to racial equity efforts throughout the community. Humana is, there's some partners that are transactional, others are strategic. And Roger Coote at Humana is just one of our top strategic partners for the city, helping us think through our workforce issues, helping us think through equity issues, and then helping us develop investment opportunities that really leverage more than 1 + 1. 1 + 1 = 10 in the case with our work with Humana. So Roger, I just really want to thank you for being such a great strategic partner here for our city. I note that Mary Ellen Wiederwall is on the call. She's been a big part of these discussions with us as well as Ben Reno Weber, Alicia Mclean, our whole team here at Metro, and it's kind of all come together in this announcement here today. So Roger Coote is the Senior Vice President of Digital and Community Development for Humana. And I say thank you again, and please share a few words with us, Roger.
Thanks, Mayor Fischer, and thanks for those kind words. I just am very energized just by listening to this call. This is great, and Humana is very excited to be part of this important partnership with all of the individual companies and groups and people involved. It does require an entire ecosystem to really make an impact, and I want to congratulate AMPEd and LCC today on their great recognition. Great partners for us. to really develop a digital and analytics diverse workforce for the future, and really focusing on the skills that are needed. It's easy to say that, in healthcare and integrated healthcare in the future, digital analytics is going to be much of that future in the ways that we serve our members and customers. But I could say that for just about any company. And so the skills and the kinds of things we're doing here will be required throughout. And it's a great effort for the city to build the kind of talent that is needed for the future for just about every industry and every company that I can imagine. This particular work, Mayor Fischer, is enabling us to fulfill our commitment for continued growth of even our existing employees, but also developing a pipeline of talent that comes into the company. You're going to hear stories today, and just a lot of great stories. And, I want to thank many of the partners that are on this call today that, we early in the year, we were planning to do some great work and we were moving, and then the pandemic set in, and we had an opportunity to say, let's pause this a little bit because we have this pandemic happening, and we didn't. We actually went the opposite direction and said, let's double down on this because there are going to be a lot of individuals who are impacted by this, and they're going to be underemployed or displaced from their jobs due to the current environment. So this has been a great effort throughout 20, and we have a lot of momentum going into 21 to create this scalable, sustainable, skills-based pipeline of diverse digital and analytics talent. So Humana, we're thrilled. It's a critical capability for us and a lot of opportunity for individuals to work in healthcare. But certainly with all of our partners, I think it's just creating a lot of momentum that we're very excited about to not only drive positive outcomes for our members, but the whole community. So thank you for letting us be part of it and letting us be part of the team working on it.
Well, absolutely. We were meeting, probably every 2 to 3 weeks here toward the beginning of the year and late last year. Then boom, the pandemic hit. So thanks for the tenacity to keep pushing forward with this. We appreciate you guys. Our final speaker is April Irvin, who has gone through multiple programs to gain the skills she needed to obtain a job in data analytics. And April, we appreciate you joining us and sharing your experience with the group.
Thank you. So after being laid off as a pharmaceutical sales rep, I had to reevaluate what my next career path would be. So after 2 years of figuring out what I wanted to do, I talked with a good friend, Heather Hitchcock, who has been working in the tech industry for over 15 years, and she inspired me to follow her footsteps. Therefore, I decided to go back to school. I went to University of Phoenix, where I obtained my certificate in advanced healthcare information technology, although I felt that I was still struggling to land that job in the tech industry. So I decided to network among my friends, which proved to be a successful because I was eventually introduced to Dave Christopher, the director of AMP program. Once I joined AMP program, I completed the applied digital skills, then went on to enroll into Tech Louisville for Google IT support. Dave was so determined to help me reach my professional goal in the tech industry. Finally, my certificate in advanced healthcare information technology, the completion of applied digital skills, the Google IT support was going to pay off. Humana was recruiting for participants who was interested in breaking into the tech industry to be a part of a program that had a partner with General Assembly. The goal was to enhance participants' knowledge in the software industry. Dave recommended me because he believed in helping me reach my goal in becoming more knowledgeable about the tech industry and landing that job. General Assembly is a program that is known for leading in the tech industry of data science, data analytics, and web development. That is what drew me to General Assembly, the desire to become a well-rounded individual in the tech industry while gaining knowledge in Python, SQL, Power BI, and Excel. And as a current participant of the AMP program, I was truly blessed to be able to participate in the General Assembly Immersive Data Analytics program, which was supported by Humana. Being an AMP participant has paved the way for me to embark into a new career path in the tech industry. And as a graduate of General Assembly, I obtained numerous software knowledge that has allowed me to utilize my skills in my new role as a data analyst at Humana. And after years of perseverance, this is the opportunity of a lifetime.
All right, April.
Thank you, Mayor Fisher.
Wow. Well, this is how it's supposed to work. And it takes individuals like you to have the gumption and tenacity to get through it. And people like Dave Christopher that are saying, you know, I know this and how it all puts together. And we do this one person at a time. So great job. And I was glad to hear too, you're part of the larger AMPEd family with your kids too. So that's awesome. And
Thank you so much.
yeah, and thanks to Humana for seeing the vision of how all this pulls together. So folks, we're developing just a great model here in the country that other cities will emulate as well. So if for folks that are interested in learning more about how to move forward in this area, you can go to futurelu.com and you'll find out all kinds of information on there on how to plug into the Future of Work initiative. And with that, we've got several media questions. So Caitlin, would you like to facilitate those?
So definitely. We've got a three-parter from Andrew at WLKY. First, he's asking how do people take advantage of this? What's the process? Do we have a specific month that this is looking to launch? I know it said early 2021. And then is there a set number of jobs that will be guaranteed after people go through the training? So I don't know if Dave or Kevin, you all want to take that, or Alicia?
I can jump in really quick. So I know that with us, with AMPEd, our training, actually we just graduated a class of students and we'll be starting another class actually here in December that will be preparing for the General Assembly training, and that'll be in Power BI and Tableau as data analytics, data analysis, and things like that. The way that you would, as far as AMP goes, is if you contact us at info@amplouisville.org, we can talk to you and get you set up for those classes. The more the merrier. Literally, like, we want everybody that wants to come. We just like April pointed out, we start from ground zero. So don't feel like you need to know anything about technology when you contact us. That's what the point is. We start from ground zero and we take you to prayerfully where April has made it to and beyond, whatever you consider success. And I'm sure Roger can probably speak to some of those other questions, but that's how it operates. It goes with AMPEd. You send us an email, we bring you into the fold, and we take it from there.
And let me jump in as well and just echo that. If you want to find out more about the Rapid Upskilling Initiative at LCCC, reach out to us via our website. That's www.lccccnews.org. Again, that's L and 3 C's, NEWS.org. You can also email us directly at info@lccccnews.org. We too look to launch the initiative right after the new year begins. But as of today, we're receiving inquiries. So if you want to be a part of the initiative, begin to enroll in the training, you can start that process today. Just give us a call. Again, you can reach us by phone at 502-583-8821 or reach us via the website or email.
Okay, and we'll put that information in the chat.
This is Roger. I would just add that just to reaffirm these entry points, and there are multiple entry points to get into basic skills development and so forth. And then once you're into the flow, I think April said it best. We keep moving you along, and then continuing to build those skills and creating those opportunities. But U of L has entry points, AMPEd, LCCC, Future Lu website. There are multiple entry points, and that's the idea, is to cast the widest net that we can to get individuals who have the aptitude and the interest and want to have the motivation to do this. There are lots of ways to get engaged.
Thank you.
We have several questions from Amina. I'll try to take these kind of one at a time. What does the training entail in terms of subject areas and skills and time commitment? And how do you qualify or apply? Which we answered that second part, but is there any sort of qualifications that you all can speak to related to these programs?
Well, I'll take that initially. The only credentials we want you to have is to be an adult that's 18 years of age or older. It'd be great to have a GED, but that's not a requirement as a minimum academic standard. But also, you can just enroll with us. We at LCCC offer a wide spectrum of family services. And so if there are any things that we need to mitigate ahead of qualifying for the upskilling training, we can work with you through that, including accessing a GED if that be the case. But just reach out to us. I think that's the key to get started. And the training curriculum that we have proposed is to focus on analytics, data analytics, cybersecurity, and artificial intelligence. And so we want to really lift up those three critical areas because that's what the market is asking for, from a workforce standpoint. But that's not the end all for us. So we're going to be working with Dave and Alicia and creating an alliance. And so our goal is to create a continuum of service so you can get in at any point along the continuum and skill up from that point. So we want to meet people where they are, in terms of being able to bring them into the initiative and help them to ramp up. So there's really no bottom floor to this. Just come on and get engaged is the key, is the call to action.
Just wanted to add on to that, that not only is it free to participate, there's also a stipend provided for people who successfully complete the program. And more information, of course, about that can be found through LCCC and through AMPEd as well. But I saw a question on here about what will it cost to participants, and the whole idea is, and how can we support those who have been furloughed or displaced by the advent of COVID-19. And so this is obviously, it probably won't pay every bill, but at least it will make the experience of going through a training program a much more comfortable experience if some of those expenses can be mitigated by providing a stipend. So I just wanted to add that in.
And Alicia, you might be best to take this next question from Amina about how is this different than previous upskilling programs supported and organized by Metro?
That's a big question. I'm not completely sure of all. I don't have a comprehensive list of all of the previous upskilling programs that have been organized by Metro. Is that Mayor Fischer?
Yeah, I can take that if you want to. And Mary Ellen, I mean, there's a couple things about this. It's the specific skills that will be learned. So we've had various programs with different type of skills. So this is just another tool of technology suites focused on the future of work with AI and data analytics, machine learning, and these type of emphasis. And then the stipend is nice to have as well, along with this. So it can be a stipend, it can be a laptop. So it's just funneling into what the needs of the workforce are today. So we try to be flexible in terms of how we design the programs and how we offer them, how the partners come together as well. And Mary Ellen, I don't know if you want to add anything else.
I'll throw in quickly. Sorry, I'm not on video at the moment, but hopefully you can hear me all right. This is really an evolution and expansion, as the mayor stated, of many, many different initiatives. Earlier this week, we celebrated a new milestone with Code Louisville. And, Code Louisville, when it started and through its success, well, it has a mentorship component. It's very much driven by the individual. And we see lots of different folks at different points in their careers and lives and needs coming into that program. Some people changing careers, some people picking up a credential to enhance their current role or just to have a side gig. And it's a very self-directed sort of program. And then with Tech Louisville, we've gone kind of completely to the other end of the spectrum with a very intense wraparound supportive environment. Here with these opportunities, we've recognized that for folks to be able to change careers, we need to provide that financial support. And that's really critical. It's one of the great things about this. And also, we're diving into really deeper learning pathways here in this particular program. And so really, this is just an amazing expansion of the multiple opportunities because all of those programs I've just referenced are still ongoing and continue to grow. And for us to meet our goals to quintuple our tech talent pipeline over the coming years and really the needs of our economy, these are all going to be critical and there will be more. So it's really exciting to see the innovation across all of these partners and it's really making a difference. We're really seeing it in our tech workforce. This is a game-changing activity. Thank you.
And if I may, can I add this, that to answer that question, what's different about this program? This program is an intentional effort at equity. It's an intentional, focused effort at equity. Let's not gloss over that. Like, all the programs were great, but just as I said earlier before, there were people that were left out. Not intentionally, nothing was malicious. I don't believe that anything was malicious about it, but people, an entire community of people were left out. This program focuses on those folks that are typically left out to bring it to the table and be clear about this is what, because to help somebody that's already doing fine is great. That's nice. To help somebody to do better in the career they're in, that's great. But what about those folks living in poverty, just simply trying to get to middle class? That are just simply trying to like pay the bills and get through the day, and to have the things that we all have and the future, the idea for the future for their families. I knew that when I learned technology, I was self-taught in technology, grew up in Gary, Indiana, in the projects, poor, et cetera, right? That once I learned technology, that was the game changer for me. And I know that this is a game changer for an entire community of people. And so if you ask them what the difference about this program is, at least in my opinion, is that this program is intentional about looking at those folks that have been ignored and pushed aside, and giving them an opportunity to do what we believe they can do.
Yeah, and Dave said it best, so I don't have to repeat what he just said. But what I would say is what demonstrates the intentionality of this effort is to have two community-based entities at the helm of it, and that makes it different. That creates innovation in community engagement, innovation in outreach, and we're going to really reach into the deepest pockets of our community to pull people into this pipeline. And so you don't necessarily get that without having empowered the leadership within the community to demonstrate that. So I echo everything Dave said. Just wanted to add that point.
And we have a question from Lexi Ratterman about, will these programs be conducted virtually similar to some other programs, or would these be in person? And do you all know how many people will be served through these programs?
Alicia, you want to be the point on these questions?
Sure. Dave, I can speak to, I believe AMPEd and LCCC are doing them virtually. They're instructor led, but they're virtual. Obviously, a lot of this is contingent on how this pandemic goes, right? And where we are as a community as far as meeting in person. But I'm sure Dave and Kevin can speak on whether or not they will be in person or not, and how many people that it will serve as well.
Well, our goal will be to be in person. That's going to be our goal. We're going to see our way through COVID-19, and it'll be in our rear view in the not too distant future. However, we're prepared to be as viable and nimble as we need to be, and working in the virtual space is something that we've been doing across the board in all of our service delivery, and we will continue to do that even beyond the pandemic. So we will have a hybrid at a minimum in terms of how we engage both virtually and in person, but we know that really serve people the best. We have the infrastructure in place with computer labs that have been installed that are waiting to serve people. We'll continue to do virtual services. We'll continue, as the mayor said, to provide access to laptops for those who need those kinds of devices. But we want to see our way through the pandemic, but be prepared to be viable within the realm of the pandemic.
And as far as our program goes, it will be a hybrid of both in person and of course socially safe distancing and all that. But then we also have the virtual program, and we're already providing, like Kevin was saying, we're already providing folks that don't have access to the internet. We're providing hotspots, providing laptops. We're doing whatever we need to do. And I'm always careful about, like, when people ask, well, how many people will be served? We're going to serve as many people as humanly possible. But what we won't do is we won't herd people through. We want people to come out on the other end like April with something that they can use. We tend to talk about how many numbers, right? We put a price on it, then we talk about numbers, and then a bunch of people go through a program, and on the other side they're about the same as they were when they came in. That's not our goal. Our goal is to lift people out of poverty, to give them a strong foundation. And with AMPEd specifically, and people have heard this before, once you're in the AMP family, you're in the AMP family whether you like it or not. We are there for you to come back. Like April knows that now that she's at Humana, she's working. If there's any more certifications that she needs or any more training that she needs, she knows she can come back to us and get those things, because we want to continually advance the people that go through the program. So I can't say a certain number other than we want to serve as many people as we can humanly serve, that we can serve effectively. And that's the number. And we'll do it however we need to do it.
All righty.
All right, and it looks like we just have one last question from Lexi for Dave and Kevin. How long are your training programs going to be until graduation?
Currently, we have a 12-week program, and usually each cohort serves about 25 to 30 students. We're actually, because we brought on because of some of the funding from Humana and other organizations, Microsoft, and the future of Lou, we're going to actually move that number up because we've been able to bring in more instructors. We've also been able to purchase more laptops and hotspots and things necessary for us to raise that number. So yeah, it's a 12-week program, and then the applied digital skills is 8 weeks. The IT tech support is 8 weeks, I believe, and then our program getting you prepared for the General Assembly course is 12 weeks.
And I'll just add that we're still developing the fine details of our curriculum. We envision a 10-week cohort of 20 that we will engage at least 3 to 4 times over a 12-month period. So you can see 60 to 80 individuals being served on through graduation in that model. We want to be flexible, and we may not need people that need an entire 10 weeks in order to be ready to go into employment or go to the next level of their career aspiration. So our plan is to be nimble, but we're designing the curriculum in partnership with our partner at the University of Louisville that I mentioned earlier, and those details, the fine details of it, will be announced very soon.
Yeah, and if I could add, Lexi, this is Roger. You put graduation in quotes, which I love, because we want people to think about these development activities as developing a portfolio of skills, and there's no real end point of graduation. It's constantly building and stacking skills that they constantly need. You heard April's story of just the way she built skills over time. So these programs will run in the various lengths that Kevin and Dave mentioned, but it's thinking about everyone developing these skills, and particularly in digital and analytics. It moves so fast. There's no one program that's going to give you all the skills that you need. It's an ongoing set of development activities that companies can provide. Certainly Dave and Kevin are providing for the community and others, but that's the way we want people to think about it, is they're constantly learning, they're constantly developing new skills in these kind of shorter bursts of development that you're hearing about today.
Great. All right.
All right, Mayor, it looks like that's all of our questions.
All right. Well, Roger, again, thank you and Humana for kind of being the pull through the development of this organization in terms of workforce placement. You and many of the other companies in our city. We thank our future work team, Ben Reno Weber, Alicia Mclean. Alicia, thank you for leading our effort here. And then Dave with AMPEd, Kevin with LC3. April, thank you for inspiring us and being our model. But this is what we want to see, folks, in terms of talent development in our community, moving into a living wage career, and then focusing on parts of our community that typically have not gotten these type of advantages before, so we can become a more equitable community, a more tech-savvy community. It's a dramatic, game-changing combination. So thanks for joining us here today. Again, congratulations, everybody. Look forward to seeing you next time.